This is the Ultimate Force tournament. This is December 2008. This is the last competition I competed in. This is at 155 blue belt. It's a pretty small tournament. There are only two other guys in my division. Getting set here to go. This guy's a pretty good competitor. He actually choked me out in the no-gi right after this. So he's a talented blue belt for sure. And here we go, we start. Now I've been pulling half guard. Sometimes I jump guard. Lately I've just been, if I feel like guys working some judo, I sit down and pull the stake out. And I've been working on the stake out as one position by itself instead of a move. So here, instead of pulling half guard, he starts defending it, so I take him over top, which is something I work a lot in the gym. Now with him over top, I got 1 foot pinned. He has like one butterfly hook in, and I'm using that to start setting my pass up. So here he went to half guard, and now I'm starting to set my half guard pass. Really basic, foot on top. Since he opened up now, I got the 1 foot trapped underneath me. Trying to step over. Alright, he starts putting me towards full guard, and this is fine. I'm still in pretty safe position. I'm keeping a lot of pressure on that knee on my left side. Step out, pull it in. This is a high percentage pass for me. I use this a lot. It was beginning of the match, so he had a lot of energy. So I had to keep working it. As long as I kept my pressure steady and kept my elbows in tight, I knew he wasn't going to get anything. He opened up, made a mistake there, left his leg dangling. Start using that to set my pass. I don't know why he bridged there instead of putting me in half guard. But he just had to step out and I get side. Now I go right to this hip block because I want to let him burn out a little bit of energy trying to shrimp so I can ride him, keep that leg from going inside. Sprawling out, keep as much weight on him as possible. Now I've been working on trapping the top arm. See how he is pushing on my leg there, and I sit through it, trying to dig it out. I was setting up a Bravo choke with that near side arm, and the top game's pretty new to me. I've been playing bottom for the last 2 years, and he rolls me when I work for that Bravo, and that's fine. I go right into New York rubber guard. Guard's really my strongest position. I've been playing off my back for most of my jiu-jitsu career. Like I said, I just now started work on the top game, so my control's decent, but my submissions aren't too sharp yet. I've just now gotten the ability to where I can use my guard to get the sweep and take him on top, be comfortable passing the guard. So for 2 years, it's been mostly on my back. Just now starting to develop that top game, which is fine. I'm okay with this. It's going to take some time. Now here I came over to Chill Dog. I'm actually looking for the Carney. I don't really go for the Omo too much. And the Carney's been pretty high percentage for me in the gym. And I hook his foot here, hook his leg. And I think I have him. It may have popped a little bit. It felt pretty loose when I pushed it through. But he gets halfway out. It's fine. Use that belt control there to set up my pass again. Come right back on top position. Here I've been doing my north-south game and my side control game. I try to keep pretty tight. I look for Bravos and arm triangles and howdies. So when I transition to side control here from north-south, I'm going to try and set that howdy up if I can. I'm dragging that elbow back. You see I'm reaching for his head. Like I said, is kind of a new thing for me. So on the white belts it works pretty well, but this guy was a little bit sharper. So I try and use that howdy to set up a mount here in a second. And I make a mistake. I leave a little too much space and he shrimps out and gets that knee in. That's fine. I'm not going to keep forcing for the mount. Step back outside control. Now here I'm keeping my left knee driven really deep under his leg. Trying to keep hip to hip there, something that Papo, a guy I worked with in Hawaii, emphasized a lot. And here he's pretty tired. I was putting weight on him to control him here, wait for him to make a mistake. This is my dummy side, so I'm going to look to go north-south here in a second to transition. He's still fighting, still controlling. I'm using nice head pressure there to keep him flat. Bring my arm inside here in a second. Check the hip to start transitioning. There we go. There it goes. Try to keep low and tight, low and tight. Smother him as much as I can to go to take as much energy away from him as possible. And he's getting pretty frustrated at this point. He starts playing with my belt. He starts working on like a hitman choke, trying to wrap my belt around my neck, which isn't quite legal. And it kind of takes me off right here. So I go right into an arm bar. Coming up, coming up, coming up. I thought I had it. He shrimped out pretty fast. I roll over to try and belly down with it, but he pops out. Now he's in this weird, like, reverse mount position. He's hanging on to my legs, so I go for a toe hold to get him to move, get him to freak out. And I had like an Omo a little bit on his arm. Take him back over top. Now I get my knee on belly points. At this point, he hasn't scored anything. I've gotten points for sweeps. I've gotten points for guard passes. I've gotten points for knee on belly now. So he's still getting pretty frustrated. He's still working his hitman choke. The referee hasn't told him it's illegal yet. He's going to here in a second. So I get this underhook pretty deep. And sometimes I work Kimuras, but it's not something I'm really confident with. So I'm thinking about an armbar here. But he starts really flattening out. He gets really frustrated with his shrimp here. So I'm going to use that to take my mount. And there's 30 seconds left here. I stabilize. He's tired. And I get my tech out to win the match. Like I said, he's a good competitor. He guillotined me in no-gi pretty fast because I made a mistake there. This is 155. I was pretty shredded. I like fighting at 160 better. And that's that match. A little bit of guard game, some guard passes. Turns out pretty good. This is the second match in the blue belt division. My opponent here, his name's Don. He's a Steel City blue belt. He's a bit older than me. A lot of martial arts experience. He's a really good competitor. And in the gym, we go back and forth a lot. We're pretty neck and neck. I'd say he taps me out more than he taps me. He'd tell you different. Don is a collar choke fiend. I work with him a lot because of that. It's really good to isolate that technique with him because I can really work on my gi technique with him. But in this match, I knew exactly where Don was weakest and where I finish him most often, and that's from my rubber guard. So we go in here and we start. And like I said, I've seen Don work some judo stuff in the gym, so I want no part of this stand-up. So I'm going to sit down and I'm going to start pulling half guard here. Now what's cool about this match is that you can see a lot of the stuff we worked with my guys in episode 1, 2, and 3, a lot of techniques here. So I go to my stakeout position. Don I do my spin under, start looking for half guard, but he makes a lot of space. And I take full guard, which is fine. Keep his posture down, boom, get mission control. Now here, Don's stacking me. That's what he always did to me in the gym. We actually had a conversation after this fight. He's like, how can I not get caught in that rubber guard? And stacking is really, I like when a guy stacks me. Puts all his arms right in my face. I've worked a lot of my flexibility so I can breathe perfectly fine. I'm not in any pain. I'm not really uncomfortable. So I just got to take my time, and he's going to give me something with everything right there in front of me. So I'm using my foot on his hip a bit there to control him. I was looking for crackhead control. But I start forcing that arm out. One of my big philosophies is I'm always looking for something. I always attack. That way they're going to make mistakes. Even if I don't really have any attack that's like legitimate, if I can start messing with their neck, start messing with the hand, get them worried about something. Now there I did a zombie. The referee's butt's kind of in the way. It's a nice butt. Did the zombie. Now I'm out in New York. And Don's really familiar with the rubber guard game. He practices a lot. His son's a big fan of it. So he knows exactly what I'm trying to look for. So I really gotta be tricky here to catch him. I go to full guard here. Now Don keeps a lot of pressure, hook the leg, and I take my high guard. Now this is gonna happen pretty fast. I'm gonna do a spin under armbar here, and he does a verbal tap, and that's the match. He was so worried about my rubber guard and the stack that he left himself open for the high guard, and his elbow bumped across. He's so worried about that arm being zombied that he left himself vulnerable, and I took that arm pretty fast. Just drill. That is really the key to that match there. Like I said, that's all stuff I teach, and it's nice to see it in action.